Pioneers have knocked off Bluefield State. First ever meeting, joined by Pioneer coach Billy Taylor. As dominant, I think, as your offenses was in that first half, your defense was as well. You stopped yourselves in that first half.
Well, we gave up 2 big plays on defense, and you can't do that. We just got to keep the ball in front of us, And they hurt us on a switch route. We were in quarter halves, and we just missed it. And we just can't do that. When we're playing in tight games, those are game losers, but our kids played so hard tonight, and I'm just so super excited for them. It's been a long road to here, and to look up there and see 49 points on the board and our offense just matriculating the ball down the field, as Hank Stram used to say, and it was beautiful to watch. And our head coach came up to me afterwards and complimented our offensive line about the way they came off the ball. And Coach Lashley's done a great job with them. It was just fun to watch our offense play.
All right, that was the only bad I had to say, because there's a lot of good. And I think maybe for one of the first times in Pioneer history, had 3 guys go rushing over 100 yards, led by Lex. Buddy looked great, and then John. But let's focus on Buddy, because I think Brock was so excited about him and his poise that he has directing, what this offense has. And a change, and it's a change. And boy, that change was greeted nicely by Buddy Taylor tonight.
It was. And the great thing about Buddy, he played at John Curtis High School in New Orleans, where they are 3-back central, So he's played in this offense, and he's very comfortable, and he makes great decisions. And, the only complaint I had about him, there was a few times where he was just taking it so easy under center. I was like, you got to snap the ball, buddy. We had the 2 delay penalties in the first half, but that was about the only thing you could complain about with him. He did a great job running the offense. And our running backs ran hard. Lex Dinwiddie did a great job. Jerome and John Celestin, all those guys just, we have a good football team.
Yeah.
And our biggest thing is we want to get better every week.
And the offensive line, it was complimented. Jeff goes out early in the contest, bring in a freshman, and Dark does a fabulous job there. The offensive line kept Buddy clean, allowed him to throw the football here tonight, and also it seemed like even when you didn't gain a yard, you're 2 or 3 yards down the field. And
that's what 3-back offenses give you. They stay on schedule. I know from going against them so many years, that's why I wanted to have one when I became a head coach. It can tear your heart out, because they stay on schedule and you can't get them off the field, and your offense is over there, just holding the towel, and that's the best defense you can have. So, and what I mean by that, it keeps us off the field. So it was a great night and a great start to the 25 season.
All right, and you had a nice little moment with Wade, and I know that he wants to be a part of this, and he is, as your analytics guy. He's helping Brock, and I think Brock knows a lot. What does that mean for Wade? Come down there and see, it took a year. It was baby steps, and we took a big step tonight.
Oh, no doubt. Wade Lang's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. And I listened, to the offense the whole time we were on the field, and Coach Lang was making slight suggestions, but Coach Persley has so much respect for him. I mean, he's gone to clinic with him long before either one of them was ever at Tusculum, So there's mutual respect there. And it was funny, Brock was telling me what a great help Coach Lang was. And whenever I talked with Coach Lang, he said Brock does a great job. So it's a mutual admiration society.
Yeah, I love it too. Now your defense, because your front 4 was really tough tonight. They got a couple of passes, and I think that was just whatever it was. But really, when they wanted to run the ball, 56 yards, I think it was tonight, is what they had. So your front 4 was really good.
Well, that's what our game plan every game is, to go in and stop the run first. And we do put our corners on islands sometimes. And that's the nature of what we do, and that's why we've got to have really good corners. And I said at halftime, I said to Coach Gaines, our defensive back coach, I said, Teddy, do you want to play some cover 3 or some cover 2? Just give those corners a little bit of a rest. He said, heck no, Coach, we do what we do. And I said, okay, let's do it. And our kids responded and got after them in the second half, and we threw a big 0 up there in the last 2 quarters. So we gave up 14 points on 2 plays. We can't do that, but it's pretty good.
You did get the shutout second half, and I was impressed with the guy that was in the middle of a lot of it. That's Trey Mobley. I think there was some talk about him coming into camp, along with some younger kids that had done some things. He just seemed to be everywhere, and Mayosa seemed to be everywhere. Those two guys just seemed to be everywhere tonight.
And they were. You know, the thing with Trey, he came in and he had to learn this defense in 21 days, you know, pretty much. And, you know, I was worried about him just making some mental mistakes, and he didn't tonight. He played everything, you know, just the way we asked him to. And that's what our whole defense is built upon also, is you doing your job and expecting your teammate to do his. And so there has to be a tremendous amount of trust there. And we put that on the kids, you know, and they did a great job tonight.
One interception last year, 2 by Daly in one game.
That's a good thing. You know, I'd never been through anything like last year where we just couldn't, you know, could not get a turnover. And so tonight, Desmond came in and did a great job, you know, super talented guy, and he's going to be a big playmaker for us all year long.
Enjoy this win. There's 3 aspects to it, so I should point out special teams. Kickoff was great, coverage was great, made every kick as well, and punted the ball away. Everything seemed to be a lot better. There weren't any missed assignments at the line of scrimmage. Special teams also excelled tonight.
They were, you know, and Coach Dixon and Coach James take care of that for us, and they do a wonderful job. And it was good to see Camilo Manfred kicking that ball into the end zone. You know, that is a huge help for any defense, you know, when they're starting on the 25 every time. And he was somebody who just came on really strong in practice the last couple of weeks. And, you know, Quentin Brandon kicked the first one off and didn't hit it well. And I just told Teddy, I said, just throw Manfred in there and let Quentin be our punter. You know, and everybody's got their role. And spreading the wealth around is a great thing on the team.
Everybody can focus on doing something. Enjoy this one. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Billy Taylor as the Pioneers knock off the Bluefield State Blues, 49-23. Back with more of our Pioneer postgame and Lex Dinwiddie when we continue with more. It's driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network.